Welcome back, crew. We just closed out the winter tog grind. I made the 200k I needed to progress. I unfortunately did not get the 12 magic logs I needed to do desert treasure in the future. But I did save some of these rewards crates, so I can open them up in the future when I have a little bit higher woodcutting, as the woodcutting level dictates what your drop chance for the magic logs are. I ended up at 78 fire making, 52 woodcutting, and 46 fletching, which isn't too bad. However, the overall progress on the account has been a little bit slower than I had hoped for at this point. So, in the next couple of weeks, I'm planning to just put a major dent in the guide. And with that in mind, my videos are going to be more rapid fire, me talking about the guide and just talking about what step I'm on. Not so much opinions on certain topics.
While I do really like those videos, I need to progress my account a lot faster to get to the content that I really want to do. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
All right, I just got to grab some buckets over here, one quick pack and 3 more so I can get some cow's milk for the cook's assistant quest. Now I'm going to make my way over to Fred's farm for that raw chicken and raw cow's meat for Druidic Ritual and pick up an egg for the cook's assistant quest. Gonna make my way to this other cow pasture over here so I can get to the cows that you can actually milk, unlike the other pasture where I spent 5 minutes looking for cows that can't be milked. I need 3 buckets total here, so let's grab these all at once. That's 3 buckets of milk down. Now I'm going to make my way over to the Ice Mountain Dwarves to speak to Nickelodeon, otherwise known as Nilodion, to get that cannonball mold and notes for the Dwarf Cannon quest. The research notes acquired. I'm going to use that Chronicle Teleport tech to go over to Varrock quickly here and start Gertrude's Cat quest and farm some death runes. Gotta snag one of these Dougal leaves real quick for the quest, because cats love them. After a cursory Google search to see if Dougal leaves were made up for the game, they are in fact made up for the game. Maybe inspired off of Catsnip, but very much not a real thing. The more you know. Just had to grab the bar crawl card for the Blue Moon Inn in Varrock and my research notes for Rune Mysteries. I'm gonna make my way over to the Varrock Square to start up a bunch of quests. The Romeo and Juliet and the Demon Slayer quest with the Gypsy here. I'm gonna quickly grab the first 2 keys from the Demon Slayer quest. Captain Robin up in the guards tower will give you his, and you have to go retrieve Sir Pryson's here because he dropped his in the kitchen sink like an absolute clown.
So, you throw a bucket of water down the sink and then you head down to the sewers to retrieve his key, and it's completely rusted and making you think this thing probably doesn't work anymore. Probably just going to have to make a new one. But it's a fantasy video game, so just go with it.
Now I'm going to head over to the Varrock Square to grab a newspaper to start that Shield of Arab quest from Benny. And then I'm going to pop over to Zav Stabs and pick up a fire stab, not a Zav. We're going to quickly stop off at the Blue Moon Inn and get the bar crawl drink. I'll also need to grab 3 beers for later.
Alright, it's time to do the Shield of Arab quest. I'm going to hop on my RS3 account real quick so I can help myself out. The Shield of Arab quest line isn't my favorite because you have to get somebody to trade you over half the piece or make a second account to go do this. So on RS3, they actually changed it over so that you don't require this, and it's much nicer. You can just complete the quest by yourself at your own pace. You don't have to try and organize somebody online or play on 2 accounts, which I don't have an issue with. It's just like it's more annoying than it is like this is fun gameplay. So I wish they would follow suit on OSRS and change it over so that you can complete this quest by yourself. I think most people just do what I'm about to do and just make a second account. So you might as well just make it so you can complete it on 1 account.
So I got all the way to the end here and I logged on with my other account and I had already completed the Shield of Arab quest on that account, and I thought that you could still help somebody out even though you completed it, but apparently you need to actually like trade somebody who hasn't completed the quest your half of the flyer and you get their half, which kind of sucks.
going back to like what I just said is I hate having to like organize another person. So I might just make another like level 3 free to play account and just complete Shield of Arav here. But for now, I'm just going to avoid it. I won't need it till Heroes Quest later, and I don't know how long it'll be until I actually do Heroes Quest. But yeah, back to the frustration of having to organize a random person. Like my alternative would be go to the Grand Exchange and like kind of pray that someone there hasn't completed and just sit there and beg for like 30 minutes to have someone come help me, which just isn't the way I like to play video games. So going back to what I said earlier, I really hope they change it over to the way that it is in RS3 because it's much nicer. And like the reality of the situation is it's an early game quest. Most people have it done. Like you then the other like case is that you have to find someone who doesn't complete it instantly and then you have to organize like walk that person through it. It's like maybe you could say it from the perspective of like, hey, it's getting, veteran players to play with new players, but like having a veteran player walk a new player through a quest isn't even that much fun. Like, so I don't think it's achieving the goal of like a veteran player, helping a new player out or making them want to keep playing RuneScape. Well, that's the end of my Shield of Arav rant. I just grabbed the research notes from Aubrey, and now I'm going to grab a crap ton of runes because I need to get some magic levels, and it's a good way to like progress through the early game fights during quests. I grabbed enough for about 4,000 casts of Fire Strike. That should put me around like 50 magic and should allow me to easily get through all the early quests in the game. I head over and do the lumberyard portion of Gertrude's Cat quest and bring my bar crawl card with me because the bar right next to the lumberyard out there is one of the bars you need to drink at. I always felt that this bar had a nice fantasy feel to it. It's too bad it's not been used in too many quests and it's actually kind of pretty far off the beaten path. I think it'd be a good great setting for a lot of quest storylines. Just gonna quickly grab Gertrude's Cat from the lumberyard here. Fun fact, turns out the cat's name isn't Gertrude, like I thought. It's actually Fluffs. So, who knew? So this might be a case of my own like little Mandela effect, but I vividly remember in the like 70s and 80s TV shows that there would be scenes of like a little old lady who had her cat stuck in a tree, and then she would call the fire department, and the fire department would come down and rescue the cat from the tree. Now, I don't know if like I'm just like making something up in my head, but is that based on a real life thing that actually happens? Like, would the fire department pick up that call and be like, all right, we got to go get the cat out of the tree? Or would they just be like, lady, you're insane. Like, we're not going to waste resources on saving your cat. And if so, why did people make that up? Like, they're like, oh, yeah, the fire department would come help this lady get a cat out of a tree. I don't know. Gertrude's Cat just made me think of that. I mean, I guess at this point, I'm the RuneScape equivalent of a 70s TV show firefighter. And that's pretty cool. While I'm in the neighborhood, I think I'm going to pop in and visit Historian Minus and get that 9 Slayer and 9 Hunter real quick. Alrighty, I'm going to quickly just grab the ores I need for Doric's quest. This lat will let me. God, he's clobbering me. Okay. And then I'm going to head over and grab the berries I need for the red berry pies and the Kadava berries for Romeo and Juliet. All right, that should be enough just in case I fail. I'm going to finish off Gertrude's Cat quest here. That's a nice amount of cooking XP. That's going to help me make those red berry pies for later. Now I'll start up the Death Ruin farm here. I'd like to get about 1,000 of them. I think that's a good number. And then I'm going to save the last cat for the Evil Dave's portion of Recipe for Disaster. I'm going to head over and start the Abyss mini quest with the Zamorak Mage. You just have to talk to him here and then run back and talk to him in Varrock. So I'll just get this portion of it done. So I had my cash stack with me out there, and I didn't really want to hang out too long to try and figure out what was going on, but I'm not exactly sure I hit the right dialogue options to continue the quest, so I might have to run back and retry real quick. Whoa, Jesus! Skeleton's clobbering me. I was pulling up the quest helper just to see what was going on. I'm not sure. I don't think I actually got the quest to progress. So I did some quick Googling and looked it up on the wiki. You need to have Rune Mysteries fully completed to start the enter the Abyss mini quest. So the guide says to come and talk to the mage and progress the quest at this point, but you can't. So if you're following the guide, just go to the barbarian village after you finish Gertrude's Cat. I'm gonna head over there now for my first training montage. I gotta get 13 magic on the barbarians so I can use Fire Strike. And that's 13 magic. I'm gonna quickly grab the bronze med helm I need right here at the shop. Now's a good time to grab that bear's meat I need for Druidic Ritual. All right, as I head into Falador here, I need to go get the bar crawl done, and then I'm gonna head over to the park and get some woad leaves because I'll need some blue dyes later. And that's all the woad leaves I'll need. As I make my way over to the bank, I think I'm gonna end the episode here. Thanks for joining me. The next couple episodes are going to be me progressing through the guide kind of quick because I want to get to a higher level faster. I appreciate you watching the whole episode, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.